I've been building email flows for e-commerce brands during the last 3 years, and I've generated over 10, 20, even plus $30 million in additional revenue for all of our clients. During this time, we probably built over 150 flows across 70 different kind of brands. You name the flow, we've actually built it. It's the welcome series, abandoned cart, browser abandonment, post-purchase upsells for new and older and loyal customers. It's win back, it is replenishment, it is customer retention sequences. We've built it, we've tested it, and we've optimized it. So after all of this time, me and my team, we have mastered all of these email flows and this email flow ecosystem framework that generates consistent revenue for e-commerce clients on autopilot. And in this video, I'm going to break down the exact framework that we use on all of our clients to actually increase the email marketing revenue, but also the total store revenue. So you can just steal this step-by-step framework and use it on your own brand and just see the revenue go up. So what makes a good email flow ecosystem? As you can see right here, these are absurd numbers, but this is what happens when you have a good ecosystem of your flows. Because the foundation is actually really simple. It is your triggers. Understanding the difference between the behavioral and the time-based triggers, that's the first step to building an ecosystem of flows that actually convert. So what are these? Behavioral triggers, well, these are event-driven actions that occur when a customer performs a specific actions on your site. They could have added an item to the cart but didn't purchase. They could have browsed a specific product. They could have looked at your collection. They could have searched for something. Maybe they even made their first purchase. Maybe they made their, I don't know, it could be their fourth purchase. It really doesn't matter as long as you segment this perfectly. So there's a lot of different things, but these behavioral triggers, they outperform time-based because they capture customers at a high intent moment. They contextually are relevant to what the customer just did right here, right now, maybe 5, 30, 3 hours ago. And then they create personalized experiences without any manual work, and they convert 3 to 5 times higher than just your generic time-based emails. And that is what you see in here for the last 30 days. I'll refresh the page just so you can see what is actually going on. These are not fake, these are true results. Hopping back, what are time-based triggers? Well, these are calendar or schedule driven sends. So maybe they sign up to your list. It could be a second, third welcome flow in your email in there. It could be the 30 days after the last purchase, a weekly newsletter. It could be a birthday, it could be anniversary, whatever, time-based trigger you can set up. So when to use them? Obviously in the welcome series as they progress through your welcome flow, win back campaigns and win back flows, because just measured around their inactivity, and schedule educational content for your subscribers, right? And how do you do this? There's a strategic timing between all of these emails. So this framework, this will just convert. For example, the abandoned cart, I will show you this for our old customers, what we call maybe a loyal customer. In here, you wanna test this to your brand. So you can see this is NU, which is called new. This is a new added to cart sequence that we did. I'll show you another one in a moment, but this is 4 hours and this is what we found out works best for our clients, or for this particular. You can see a click rate of almost 12%, a place order rate of 6%, and then do a split. This is just what works for this type of e-commerce brand. Now I'll show you another one where it's even more built out. So in here, in this new case we just onboarded, you can see we're just going for a random split, 45 minutes and 2 hours. And you can actually see that this one over here performs a little bit better. I want to say actually way better, because 5%, 1%, 1.3, 3.4%, right? And then again, we split test on the amount of hours that we're waiting, and you can then see that over here it's actually converts a bit better, even though the click rate is a bit higher. So this is what you need to do in order to test on your brand. This one here, I want to say last 30 days, like not much data yet, but that's how you want to test your abandoned cart. And then when you've obviously gotten a lot of data in, that's where you keep optimizing and make it even better every time, right? So your abandoned cart sequence can be built way more out than this. But when you're just starting out, just keep it simple. And that's the same for all of your medium intent flows. Could be the welcome series, just for an example. Here you want to build it out because they just signed up. Just send them immediately what they signed up for, and then build the relationship. So day 1, day 2 to 3, and build all of these out, and make it 2 weeks, right? Make it 3 weeks. I don't really care, but this works because they aren't ready to buy immediately if they haven't bought from the first email. Maybe they need a bit convincing. Who knows, right? That's your job to deliver all of this in the following emails. So it builds bite-sized trust content without overwhelming them. And then you have your low intent and win back flows. Entirely depends on your data. Like if you're selling a luxury sofa, over, maybe not remind them or get them to purchase again for after 30 days. Maybe you have some complementary products, but you get the point of this. So build all of these out. That will really help your web shop, because a key principle is higher intent equals tighter spacing, lower intent, wider spacing. So let me move on to subject lines, because this is actually not what you think. Your subject line shouldn't matter for getting opens. Your content should be so good that your cadence is so consistent that your customers are conditioned to actually open your email based on your sender name alone. Obviously, subject lines can help with this, but different subject lines change the frame of your email and prime the customer for sales in different ways. There are some subject lines that generate 3 times more revenue than others. It's the same email copy and it's the same design. Again, you want to split test, obviously, that in your flows and in your campaigns and whatnot, and test it based on revenue, not open rate. Sorry, that's the data you're getting in, right? So what is the high converting subject line framework? 2 to 5 words, title case like this sentence, especially if you're going in US. It's a bit different in Europe. Most of the times we do it like this. In our native country in Denmark, we don't do it like a title case, only for the first one here. So build curiosity, just don't give everything away. This is very marketing related, right? And just, you know, put one emoji in there if your brand is in that. It's optional, but it's very effective. So live examples that convert, they're back, trending right now. Taste of sunshine, this is summer one, right? Myth busted, bang. Abandoned cart flows could be, this catch your eye, what you got there? Is your Wi-Fi doing all right? They work because they are not pushy and they're just casual human language. They create curiosity, as I mentioned, without revealing everything. And then for the welcome flow, you can do all of this, right? And for the welcome flows, welcome to the crew or welcome to your brand. That's a bit overused, I think, but it still works. That's why people use it, right? If you run a pop-up form, your gift is waiting, mystery discount, whatever, a note from the founders, meet the people behind it all. These work because they're warm, they're inviting, they just signed up, and they promise value and they humanize your brand. So the key elements that actually drive email opens, these are pattern interrupt techniques, they're personalization tactics, and they create information gaps, right? I don't want to read all of this right here. You can pause the video. Use these in your subject lines because these will work. Sometimes, I want to say most of the time, don't use names because it look very spammy. And if you know Timo uses this all the time in all of the flows. So we do this very, very rarely just as a pattern interrupt, but mainly we don't like to use it. And for the preview text, these tie in together. So one full sentence long, regular capitalization, like don't use the title case as I mentioned before. Add support to the subject line like this. Uses 2 in 1 if I can say it that way. And ends with, you can do these 3 dots because it creates a curiosity gap with you and the customer, right? So they're back and they're on sale for now. Vacation time, you won't be able to travel the same after this. Myth busted, if you could, Your cart is leaving, everything okay, last chance to grab this. This is very standard abandoned cart flow, right? So the preview text builds on the subject line without revealing everything. So it creates like a second layer of curiosity. So I made a quick step-by-step body framework. So every high converting email actually follows this structure. Acknowledge the customer action. Where are they in their customer journey? Rebuild the value without being pushy. Handle their objections if needed. And you want to escalate urgency progressively as they move towards your different kind of emails in your different flow. And a clear action-oriented CTA. This is so wild I have to like say this, but so many brands are not using CTA the correct way. So let me break down each component right here. You want to acknowledge their action. And what I mean by that is, are they in a welcome series? Are they in an added to cart? Do they view your collection? Are they browsing, right? Are they returning? Are they just, you know, on your side? Is it a post-purchase flow? Customer win back in stock, you know, VIP customers. Where are they in their customer journey? Again, abandoned cart, you could do these standard because they still work, but we don't like to use them that much on our clients. Notice you were checking out product name. Your cart is looking a little lonely. We save your cart so we can finish up, yada, yada, yada. All of these examples work. So copy and paste these and figure something out in your brand voice, in your tonality, in your tone of voice. This works because it creates context. The customer instantly knows why they're receiving this email. It feels personal, if you make it personal, and relevant, and it's not like generic spam. Then you want to rebuild value without being pushy. You don't want you to push, right? So after acknowledging the action, remind them why they were interested in the first place, right? Product benefits, don't use features, people don't care, right? This serum reduces fine lines in 14 days. Over 10K, love this product, our patented formula, Tired of, you're the pain point, this solves it by, you know, your solution, right? So very standard abandoned cart email, forgot something, you left something, product image, product name, use a dynamic feed, we save your cart so you can finish up, This could be a first email and then you can build it out. You're not pushing so saying, hey, buy this right now, otherwise it'll go out, don't lie in your emails, right? Because you're not pushing, you're just reminding them of the value that they already recognize, making it so easy for them to actually continue. Then you want to handle objections and progressively urgency escalation, because you saw the quick that we done here, this works here. Then I'll show you the other flow where it's 3 emails. You can do like 6 emails in your abandoned cart flow, but don't make it too obviously that you want them just to buy. Just lead with value. So is this worth the price? Will this actually work for me? What if I don't like it? How do I know this is legit? You handle these objections in your email that follows along. So product specific information, testimonial, risk reversals, free returns, whatever, comparison charts. In your welcome series, who is this? Are they real or a scam? Why should I buy from you versus your competitor? This is high key, very, very important. What makes your product so special? Do a founder story, do a us versus them comparison, deep dive on testimonials, and just throughout your email in your welcome series, show strategical social proof and place them in different emails, not just one email, right? For objection handling, give some social proof, highlight the product specific, right? Testimonials, direct competitor comparisons, final proof and urgency in your email 6. So there's a small thing that we call like the urgency ladder, soft reminder, gentle nudge, value-based urgency, social urgency, deadline urgency. Like this is like Sam, you expire, will remove it, right? This is a final opportunity. Like if you send 5 emails they haven't bought yet, they're probably not gonna buy, right? So after this, they will just re-enter in other flows, which is why we cover the whole customer journey. So time-based urgency, scarcity-based urgency, and social proof urgency. And I mentioned before, never fake this. So if you say something expires, it must actually expire, right? False urgency just destroys the trust and kills long-term conversion rates, because you're building a business. You're driving your LTV as high as possible, not just like earning a quick buck. So value-focused messaging, approach, and CTA strategy. Again, I don't know why I have to mention CTA strategy, but every email should deliver with value, not just ask for the sale, right? Educational content, brand story value, social proof value, entertainment value. Like humor, personality is so key in this day and age, especially with all the AI copywriting that is being absolutely abused. So use AI and enhance it, but don't make AI write everything. So 80% of the time, that should just be content that's valuable, interesting, helpful, tips and tricks, whatever. Should share some stories behind the brand. 20%, then you can ask for the sale, right? When you're launching a new product or having a discount fest or birthday. I don't know what it is. So what makes email CTAs actually convert? Action oriented. Tell them what to do. Make it urgent, benefit focused, not feature focused. What they get, not what they do, right? Impossible to miss. Increase the size of your CTA. Like, please do this. If you make them very small, you won't get sales. And you have to think of this like you're actually guiding your customer through a conversion focused email, right? Because you want them to buy from you. That's it. But you also have to like guide them. You are going to do this. Hence why I'm making it so easy for you to do what I want you to do, right? Choosing the right words. Spending card, complete order, welcome series, claim my welcome gift, meet our bestsellers, post purchase, reorder now, refer a friend, shop recommended, browser abandonment, learn more about, see if it's right for me. You don't want to say click here, buy now, submit, continue. These are so boring that don't work. So figure some out that you are like in tone with your tone of voice, right? And then you want to put it all together. So abandoned cart flow could be a quick reminder. Test the time sending like 30 minutes after they have put their items in the cart, or it's like 5 hours after, right? Test this, right? Nudge it with some social proof after some time, product specific value. Then you want to do a testimonial. Then you can do a last chance. Remember to handle the objections in these emails, right? Then it will actually work, because you want to have 41 to 65% of recovery rate versus the 8 to 12 with no flows or any ecosystem, because you're spending money to generate traffic from Meta, TikTok, Google, whatever, or you're spending your valuable time on generating content that drives the traffic. So you're either paying with your time or you're paying with your money. And if you have no retention system to capture all of this, might as well just give me the money, right? So at last, there's 7 non-negotiables of high converting flows. Behavioral triggers over time based when possible. Space emails based on their customer urgency. Subject lines should create curiosity, not give everything away. Same with the preview text, right? That ties together. And then progressively urgency escalation. Start soft, lead with value, and then, make the sale in the last couple of emails. Every email should rebuild value before asking for an action. Don't just remind them why. And then you want to handle specific objections in the mid-flow email. So every, 3 to 6 emails you address why this and why now, and end that with the multiple multiple CTAs throughout each email. Place them above the fold, mid in the fold, and then at the bottom. That's it. You don't need more than that to create results that are looking like these. So that's the perfect email ecosystem flow structure. It is yours. You can just copy paste, just steal this, set it up in your e-commerce brand, and I will guarantee you will see way better results. However, you can have the perfect templates, but you could still be making deliverability mistakes. You could maybe have some other issues that are sending at the wrong time. I've showed you everything. You might still make mistakes because you don't know what you're doing, or you may be using generic copy, so it doesn't really match your tone of voice, because there is so much more going into this and generating consistent revenue on autopilot beyond just having these, pretty templates. And whilst this is one piece of just the puzzle, unless you have the whole ecosystem in place of how to actually been winning email flows consistently, then just having, pretty templates, that's going to be a waste of time and your money. So if you want the full picture of how we can do this for you, as we've done for so many other of our clients, and just build a relentless pipeline of winning emails, then click the link in the description right down here, right below, because on that page, you can just book a free consultation call with me, and I'll audit your email setup and point out what you're doing wrong, what you're doing good. And I will show you how you can actually add at least 50K in monthly revenue just from what you're already doing. And that's over the next 90 days. So if you're an e-commerce brand doing 50K, or if you're scaling up to 50K, click the link just down below and book a call with me, and I'll see you there. Thank you for watching the video, and peace.